So right now we're going to look at creating a box whisker plot and a 5-number summary comparing two groups of students, one that reports to have good mental health and one that reports to have poor mental health, and the number of hours that they spend on their phones. Okay, so first I'm going to take these reported hours for students that had good mental health. I'm going to copy them, and into Desmos, I'm going to define a list. So I'm going to call that list capital A. And if I just paste my data in there, I've got a list. Okay. Now what I want Desmos to create a box plot. So I'm just going to type in box plot bracket A bracket. And there's my box plot. Okay. So we can actually see that there is a median of 2 hours, maximum up to 3 hours, minimum just above 1 hour, and so on. Okay, so now let's compare that to the list of students that reportedly have poor mental health. Okay, so I'm going to copy that over into Desmos. I'm going to define list B and paste it. And now I'm going to go box plot bracket B. Okay? All right, so now we see the purple one, right? Okay, the only thing is there's a little bit of overlap. So what I would like to do is I would like to take this blue one and I'd like to move it up so that they don't overlap. So see that this offset bit? I'm going to make it 2. All right. Now I want to zoom in a little bit so I can see that it goes kind of from 0 to 8, my x values, and that will be enough. So I'm going to change my x-axis to go from 0 to 8, right? And that's enough. And I did that up here in settings. Okay, so I can make it look a little bit more presentable. All right. So I'm going to screenshot these and I'm going to put them into a slide deck over here, just so we can easily record the summaries. Okay. All right. So for students with good mental health, I'm just going to make it a little bit bigger. Students with good mental health, the minimum looks to be about 1.25, so maybe like 1.25. The first quartile is where the rectangle starts. That looks like it's about 1 3/5. So I'm going to call it about 1.5 or 1.6 is 3/5. The median definitely looks to be 2. The third quartile, the end of the rectangle, looks like it's about 2.4. And this last one looks like it's 3. That's the maximum. Okay, so that means that my interquartile range is 2.4 minus 1.6, which is 0.8. So that means that the middle 50% of students with good mental health were all within 0.8 of an hour of each other. So all within about an hour of each other. And the range is 3 minus 1.25. So 1.75. All right. So pretty small interquartile range, pretty small range, which means that their data is fairly clustered together, right? So students who reportedly had good mental health all used about the same amount of screen time, all kind of between 1 and 3 hours. Okay. All right. Let's see what we can say about students with poor mental health. So their minimum was about 2.5. The first quartile is right about here. So I'm going to call it maybe 4.1. Their median was right here, so about 5.2. Their third quartile was here, so about 6.1. And their maximum was 7. Geez, how do you even have 7 hours to spend on the phone? But there it is. So the interquartile range is 6.1 minus 4.1. So So Q3 minus Q1. And that's 2. So more varied, right? 2 hours apart from each other. And their range is huge. 7 minus 2.5, which is 4.5. Okay? So a much bigger range. Data is a lot more spread out. And it looks like the purple data, so students with poor mental health, it looks like it's a little bit skewed to the left, which means that the data that's on the lower end is further away from the mean, right? The data that's on the upper end is close to the mean. And you can also see that about a quarter of the students, this whisker represents 25% of students, spent more than 6 hours on their phone. So a quarter of the students, right? So that's kind of what all of this shows, and that's what our 5-number summary shows. All right. So that's how we create box plots, and that's how we get 5-number summaries from those box plots and make some comparisons. Thank you.